Over eons, the Sahara's shifting sands have swallowed animals, people, and entire cities. It is the world's largest hot desert, and those who become lost in its endless sandy plains are unlikely to be found again. Armies were known to march across it in the ancient world, never to be seen again. Only now, using modern technology, are we beginning to unravel all of the Sahara's mysteries, and there are many. Here are 10 incredible discoveries that the Sahara Desert has kept from us. Before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more intriguing videos like this, and be sure to watch this video to the end. Therefore, anytime we upload a new video, you will be notified so that you won't miss out on interesting videos from us. Without further ado, let's get started. To begin, let's review the basics of the Sahara. The desert is enormous. It occupies 30% of the African continent and has an area of 8.6 million kilometers, which is more than the territory of Brazil. Many people are surprised to learn that sand covers only 20% of the Sahara with dunes. Surface and layer thicknesses are approximately 150 meters on average. There are isolated ridges of up to 300 meters in length, but the majority of the Sahara is made up of rocks and cliffs. The desert is much more interesting and mysterious than it may appear. Long ago, scientists hypothesized that in the past, the Sahara was not a lifeless desert as it is now. It used to be a beautiful, blooming paradise. However, for lack of convincing evidence, this remained only a theory until recently, when scientists discovered something unexpected hidden right in front of their eyes under the sands of the desert. Lost fortresses. Satellites have enabled explorers to peer beneath the canopy of the densest jungles and pierce the heart of the most inhospitable deserts without even leaving their chairs. Satellites discovered the remains of more than 100 fortresses belonging to the Libyan Garamants people in 2010. The oil industry had well mapped the area in search of drilling locations, so archaeologists were able to scan their satellite images for the telltale signs of walls. Later, researchers on the ground confirmed that the structures were indeed built by the Garamantes, although their expeditions were cut short by the Libyan revolution that toppled Colonel Gaddafi. The area where the Garamantes flourished, roughly the 2nd century BC to the 7th century AD, was already extremely arid. They farmed their land by digging underground channels that brought water from ancient reservoirs. When this water source dried up, the fields withered and the Sahara engulfed the fortresses and villages. Craters and meteorites. The Earth has always been bombarded by space rocks and meteorites. Most disintegrate harmlessly in the atmosphere, leaving only a streak of light across the sky. Others make it to the ground and have devastating consequences. Because most occurred in the distant past, the craters left behind by such impacts are frequently overlooked due to erosion or plant growth. The scars, on the other hand, can still be seen in deserts. The 45-meter-wide, 148-foot Conceal crater in southwestern Egypt marks the location of an iron meteorite strike around 5,000 years ago. However, it is not only meteorite craters that can be discovered. Fragments of the meteorite have been discovered around the Conceal crater, where the impact shattered it and scattered it across the sand. This is not an isolated finding. Almost 1/5 of all meteorites recovered have come from the Sahara. This is because meteorites stand out on the sand, often just waiting to be picked up. Only the snows of Antarctica offer a better opportunity for meteorite hunting. Libyan desert glass. Other traces of cosmic collisions can remain even after the remains of meteorites and their craters have vanished. A meteorite with enough energy to melt a vast region of the Libyan desert into sheets of delicate green glass struck the Earth around 29 million years ago. The crater left by this explosion has yet to be discovered, but plenty of desert glass remains, and in unexpected places. When Howard Carter opened Tutankhamun's tomb, he discovered a jeweled breastplate belonging to the deceased king among the treasures. A sacred scarab beetle carved from green glass sat at its heart. The Egyptians had no idea where the glass they used came from, but there was another intriguing artifact made from otherworldly material. One of the daggers in the tomb was fashioned from meteorite iron. The Napta stones. Wherever there is water in a desert, life will cling to it. When people lived near Napta Playa in southern Egypt between 9,000 and 6,000 years ago, the area was subject to annual flooding, which resulted in the formation of a lake. Neolithic tribes came to feed and water their livestock. They not only survived, but they also developed a culture of sacrifice. There have been cows, sheep, and goats discovered ritually buried there. Around 6,000 years ago, the people of Napta built a circle of large stone blocks, with more slabs of rock radiating outward. This stone circle, which predates Stonehenge by 1,000 years, is said to be the earliest known astronomically aligned structure. The exact meaning of the circle is still unknown, but one researcher believes it corresponds to the position of Orion's belt, as it would have appeared in the sky 6,000 years ago. Lost River. The Sahara Desert wasn't always there. The sand's borders have shifted over millions of years as the climate has changed. Scientists have turned their attention to the history of the Sahara, just as they can search for ancient evidence of water on Mars. According to research, what was once the world's 12th largest drainage basin flowed from within the Sahara. The river's remains were discovered in Mauritania when an undersea canyon off the coast was discovered that had been carved by the river. River sediments were also discovered in unexpected places. Satellite provided the final confirmation of the presence of a lost river. The Tamanrasset River has been named after the lost river, and research is ongoing to learn more about a body of water that may have dried up only 5,000 years ago. Whales. Not only rivers have vanished beneath the Sahara, what was once an ocean has become one of the driest places on Earth over geological time. Evidence of the lost Tethys Ocean can be found in Egypt's Wadi al-Hitan. Whale Valley is one of the best, if unlikely, locations for finding whale fossils. The fossils on display shed light on how whales evolved from land-dwelling creatures to those who spent their entire lives at sea. When modern whales' ancestors died in the sea 37 million years ago, their bodies were covered in sediment. Their former home became land as the Earth's crust rose. Paleontologists are now studying the 15-meter-long skeletons, as well as the creatures they shared the sea with. Along with the whale bones, large and vicious shark teeth were discovered. Machimosaurus rex. Sea monsters have always existed. Machimosaurus rex, a 9-meter-long, 30-foot crocodile, lived in what is now the Sahara Desert 120 million years ago. M. rex is the world's largest known ocean-dwelling crocodile. M. rex most likely lived in a vast lagoon that stretched to the Tethys Ocean. There, it used its enormous head, incredible bite strength, and short, brutal teeth to crack ocean turtle shells and snatch fish. It may have also scavenged on the carcasses of the large creatures that shared its habitat. Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus is the largest carnivorous dinosaur ever discovered, continuing the theme of nautical discoveries made in the desert. Spinosaurus, aka Spinosaurus aegyptiacus, stood around 7 meters, 23 feet, tall and measured 16 meters, 52 feet, long, outgrowing the more famous T-Rex. Spinosaurus looked and lived nothing like its more famous ancestor. Spinosaurus had a massive sail of bones protruding from its back, as well as several other adaptations that have perplexed scientists. Spinosaurus is thought to be the only known truly semi-aquatic dinosaur. Because the bones of the original Spinosaurus were destroyed during World War II, researchers were unable to study Spinosaurus until another set of fossils was discovered in Morocco. The long, flat feet for paddling, as well as the nostrils, placed high on its snout to allow it to breathe even when mostly submerged, are evidence that Spinosaurus lived partly in the water. The sight of the huge sail on its back approaching must have chilled ancient waterway dwellers in the same way that a shark's fin does for us today. Gobero skeletons. Paul Sereno has already appeared on this list because he was part of the team that discovered more Spinosaurus fossils. During one of his dinosaur hunting excursions, he unintentionally discovered the largest human graveyard in the Sahara. The Gobero site in Niger was inhabited as early as 10,000 years ago and demonstrates that it was once a more green and lush environment. Fish, crocodiles, and other animal remains are mixed in with human waste. 10. Many of the discoveries were simply sticking their heads out of the sand. 2 years of excavation revealed approximately 200 human burials, indicating 2 distinct periods of habitation separated by more than 1,000 years. Both the Kiphians and the Tanarians left behind traces of their lives. Bone jewelry and arrowheads were discovered alongside harpoons used for hunting in the nearby waters. Many of the burials were out of the ordinary. One man was buried with his head in a pot, while another was found resting on the shell of a turtle. Maybe we'll never know how these people lived and died. The Sahara is not disclosing all of its secrets. With that being said, that's all for today. Thank you for spending some time with us. If you found this video interesting, make sure to hit the like button and the notification bell, and subscribe to our channel to get access to more interesting videos from us. Till next time.